enkomo lawyer oti enka Angel FM suni ye moache na anope umpomboko de
Ampom I'm adum and 57 years.
Hey,
birthday 57 years.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, sir.
Nya minshira papa.
Amen.
Na onfa say the ehwehwa ma ye long life.
Amen. I know.
Enshira de nya mi ehwira pa.
Oh, amen.
Because enipa dodo a students are watete wo mu nipa a waboa wo sometimes so namo a ne say bia we are no na bonkomo nso bitimi hia wakat lawyer Maurice Ampaw na no ane ne bonkomo wa yesa amame wa yesa ya amame ma ye cry enjoy sa benefit ni nti anobai say when you 57 years ye sren kwatenten amon
amen
nya minhia pa so
amen
dear pa na do akoma so ne na o di 57
dem edam akoma pa so pa ni judiciary no Ghana intention me burden.
Angel.
Because currently the state of Ghana intention is not something we should all be proud of. As that crisis abimu, they are politicizing the judiciary. If you know the confidence level at the judiciary is above from. And I think speaking to 1 or 2, 3 judges, a lot of them are not happy with the state of the judiciary, but they are very difficult to voice out because judges in Kofubi or Monkasa. And I think we need to not to reset this judiciary, but as we must have a stakeholder conference seriously because the current government hands are tainted, meaning our interest in the judiciary, and it cannot lead enabling certain agenda. When you have an interest and you are pursuing that interest now, it's very difficult to bring people on board. And that is my worry. I'm worried because I've encountered the judiciary for almost 25 years of my life. They called me to the bar at the year 2000.
Angel.
Yes, 2000. I'm a lawyer. Until some of the Supreme Court judges, about 2 or 3 classmates were Supreme Court, and there is no single Supreme Court judge who minimum I'm a friend of the judges, and they know me. I'm worried, and my worry is because of what I'm foreseeing. And then your baby Samino, this is Boboni. You're nominating any news, a predetermined agenda. Whilst in position, thoughts were going on the background and agenda fulfilled. That's how I see it. I don't see anything. To me, say I didn't start saying I say powerful body would definitely be my reason. The reason is simple. He was the next beneficiary
Angel.
Tokono's downfall. And he was presiding over every case. Tokono Edebaye challenging the remover to the sense, well, excusing even as I'm acting, and or no interest, and he led the dismissal of Tokono to the close association with President Mahama and the NDC was evident in 2012, 2013 election petition. We all knew what happened. And then you could see, the agenda is that bring back for Boni because you only 1 year to go on retirement. Into young father mother na for the meantime, Obeya only 1 year like Sophia Kufu. Sebeya pintin no. And then Mentim once to put us a better form. Into 1 year, the Mama will have another opportunity again to appoint another chief justice. Into one shall appoint 2 or 3 chief justices, 2 chief justices and son of with you so. It's a predetermined agenda. And the movie I'm not surprised. I saw it coming.
To serve one interest.
say
to serve one interest.
If you say the NDC resetting agenda interest, because Mama in opposition saw Tokunu say, or your MDs, MPP, Chief Justice, and he was serving the Nanado's interest and MPP interest. That is why they fight. That's why they call for the cleanup. That's why they buy unity. That's why he said openly in campaign, say the judiciary need resetting, but this woman, this particular woman, Tokono, cannot lead it. It was said by Mahama. Who do you think you can trust? There must be a negotiation with the person you can trust. And there is no position here at top lobby. Please, are you getting me? Mm-hmm. Because at top you lobby. Because I said your lobby no. Then no and sana onya da fiba. Net say e kasa akoso da. E bibi akoso. I say bibi CBR no e sidida. Nti me enya me nwa. Bafo Boni will come and finish his term. He will go, another person will come and finish before 2028 elections.
So we share a statement and communication ministry no at the buyer. I say Justice Bafo Boni throughout his distinguished judicial career served with diligence, integrity at the High Court and the Court of Appeal, and currently at the Supreme Court. He has made invaluable contribution to the development of Ghanaian jurisprudence. He has earned the esteem of the bench, the bar, the wider legal fraternity for his intellect, impartiality, and unwavering commitment to justice. We any Papa Yaboni Din they say yen choose as the Chief Justice.
Do you know that Masri Bium? What did you tell me? It's very funny and very interesting. Say, we all know there is no Chief Justice. Yeah, you have nominated him. Na yan who wants him, Papa Enka. I can say, Nipa, Wubu, Ubia, Ubuno, Emmanuel Tributa, I said, Papa, you know, na your father answer, and your father laugh. Oh, you know, so the man or don't want to know. No one knew about Bruchiri. Yan should need Funaba. Na, Jatro tributa. Me make a tribute no. Yami Papa, also ye, lovely father, caring father, and then one year, dear mammy. Now, when you be my ain't no, me sure tribute none of Mr. Memit Mikokai. Because we need to be proud yet. My father was loving, was caring. Now, me, at the age of 1 year, my father. Me encounter my father only two times in my lifetime. And I'm in an answer. Me, no, a year, but now, what you to mommy. Now, my father was caring. It was there for me. It was difficult. But I say, you know, ain't it definitely every Obia nominated piano, ni positive, and I'm educating more. The positive of Bafo Boni, the Bafo Boni will be competent. Which I say, now, is Bafo Boni an angel? Is Bafo Boni beyond reproach? Is Bafo Boni without a sin? Is Bafo Boni when taken through fire? The moral character, proving integrity, any other issues are one. Nemo frase na brabo boy bibi oko ni school
angel
when they say and now for 4 the minimum home when they say charges are down for 4 the minimum nya young lawyers ya can't any money home I mean the positions in one home I mean near sabi yamba the moral life say osha na ba bonase no sabi one pair mad one no munsa da apart from on your baby da or no be a dream brother. You see, these are the things we are talking about. Say, who presume be very cautious, and because then all you will prefer judge, you know, and then the Uber prison. But meanwhile, Tokunu to Jafar no Nanado can the same. Nanado also said that is a woman of integrity, high moral character, and Tokonu also what can you make the bring one home at the bench and then at the bar. But they be easy. Intermediate. A buyer our interest for Chief Justice Mo. Now obits of police to a prisoner me shada masare because sebi Justice bar for Boni any angel. Some of us knew how he was even appointed to the Supreme Court. Munko bisa anti Georgia will tell you will be information you want to because me for Boni you be I'm respecting me penance and particularly. I'm happy say at least when you see justice, but my name starting as if Tokonu was evil and now the penance and now the judge. Let me tell you something. Judge my encounter for 25 years of my life. Ubeka say you can't high moral character, improving integrity at just Tokonu. Judge yen judiciary no and the bench obeying to me uncorruptible. Say pass it or the bribe economy. I am bisa Sir John. I am bisa often say Matthew Redding often say Matthew them often say crab that politician captain if at that time. Bisa no about Tokonu. You will be a comfortable look. Is Tokonu and in the power or resisting NDC agenda of doing what you make part 2. What you make part 2 here. What do you say? Justice Tanko. Supreme Court Judge Tanko ye. Ona
Justice Amadou
Tanko. Ona what you mean? Sikana you be chiano. Case ni ban ni bra ya High Court Judge no. When you due diligence. Na okay. Judgment say you go to ya. Meanwhile, no, not states no valid defense, nothing. Oh yeah, okay, no. And then man, you make 3 boy a cat 51 million HD. And but Danny Asama, you na assembly be issue. Katashigani problem to the sense you setting up a sole commissioner, Justice Ampaw, or a former Supreme Court judge.
Yeah.
He found Justice Tanko guilty of failing to do diligence as a judge. That make a say, which that or finally said either he or compromising and now 1 year to 2 years as a judge. Now, that same time, no, that judgment there, no, only Nipa or defend the state, no, that year, party no draw. Some no.
Yeah.
Party no draw. No, yet,
former
deputy
speaker.
Good. That at the same time as our case no pending, no, there's another case, for a foreign company being so the Ghana court millions of dollars, say, Ghana at the car. Na saa case so ekoto Justice Tokonu saa na ono so ye High Court judge with the same Tanko so ye High Court judge not the same baffled Batilodro court aka judge ni say my lord case here abrofidia beg state in there ye need defense crime say betumi a mayenya judge omunya judgment na kasika no enkosro woni say Justice Tokonu ka tell say what are you talking about so who na who need defense me measure case no ye na ma represent ma hwe say ni abrofo no ka no and that sika no mo je no eni bra be kwa na uni say Tokonu yi bafudro eto nchen ma ought to criticize the case etiki on obroni no lawyer at the end of the day no let say obroni case no 2 week in law ma many ebuetia foreign company no Emma OCB Ghana more than $20 million at that time. We are talking about that woman. Tokonu. Until Oyobia at the Supreme Court as a Chief Justice no. Na Oma Kwai. Ubwa. Untumi ne katashe wo ho. Movement into call. Now baby a movement e call pa. Am I right? Benka. Baby a judge and Kenya and Sanka. You say that is the appointee. Until man catch was say the Tokonu was not allowing any judge you engage in corruption. You are talking about the woman now for 30 years, almost 30 years as a judge and 20-something years as a Supreme Court judge. No, meaning lawyers near true no. To me, calling and found was as some calling him. Now so look, he or your judge be a judicial service. Obi a nenge jube piano ebona baso. Or you're the president of the commercial court. for the Yeti Commercial Court, meaning for almost about 8 years, or making sure say no judgment debt be passed against the states. This woman stood the grounds. What I say, I juma din, and ne lawyer be ni wo. Share anka NDC for nyanka. Omo de takatishe troy nebe ebono. Opi asebi one trim brother. Tokonu trim brother. Tokonu has been faithful to ni kunu to the sense of two kwanya. Obe wa with the one rise go to ananima ni kunu ka akoye pensioner. What I say pensioner who could 70 years. Mami jina ne now so ahonfe be no nim. Anka to kanu obake ni kunu say o transe. Obekwa akochele akoji de nim. What I say but this woman only high moral integrity. Opeso di ni kunu ni ma eko. Enya no pe sorry oye oba peni a optichi wa sorry. The woman is so clean. Very clean.
But me okay ni I go through your court system. Minim suit ahodo ni nyina ye de koye including maami tokunu ono ankasa nso file bi e ma ni nyina no court no ebotugui
minua dami kan untimasi me see now you are counting the credential of Bafo Bonin dami count as here and I mean speak to say when the credential of tokunu it stands tall dami count the untimasi
I get you.
The reason why I may bring it that in so when you getting picture as if tokunu lesser what I say because of nia pulling no na ono need the about for body will be no mami to be nipa ba ko bia kasa na mami use the platform so not trending oni nipa ba ko kasa lawyer when they say answer asare so what the water
sure
dem no kan ya o see o blame na nando say Nanado by as president no or appointed babies judges to babies judges as Supreme Court judges until Nanado judges be ordinary Supreme Court be no eyakwala but thank God say Mahama dear or the constitution yejuma until Mahama dear were appointed judge on your BP or your senior so what can story no. The person use platform, you better disassociate yourself from it. Munka test when they say lawyer answer sorry. And I want you this to train and go to him. Say, we need to go back to the law school and learn constitutional law. No use on learning constitutionalism. But I think say baby the law no what could do no. Say why you keep until last year. Sure. Ono party say Nanado ebaye no appointing of Sophia Kufa yakwala. Sophia Kufa always just identify no so many years promoted to the Supreme Court. Sophia Kufa need bia any judgments. Na Nanado appointed Sophia Kufa and now see Nanado appointed akwala. Tokunu a judge for more than 30 years no yakwala. Just because you want to praise Mahama said, and Mahama the friend say Bafo Boni, sebi Bafo Boni any Sophia Kufu, you know senior, you know when I say all course we call first. Sophia Kufu Bafo Boni nim bebre. In fact, he was called to the bar so many years until Bafo Boni a lawyer. What bench so for so many years, and he said another appointee Sophia Kufu now and next year. The appointed Bafo Boni say Yambo Maba about so because while appointed senior, not Sophia Kufu no junior, and I want to see.
But you were saying say Nenka was Enka. President also President breachy constitutional convention they appointed Chief Justice also former president overlooking the established practice allow the most senior to act as the Chief Justice Supreme
good mama me educate no but mama taping of far mama no send mun tag no me fa no school. What is the convention? What's the one?
Angel.
Now, Kasa, Yankasa Kwao, a society authority. Damiko Jazzy. Nanka, a so or the convention. No, if I be who Now we are not governed by convention, we are governed by the constitution. What do you say? Until now, can say also part. The upper chain say, "Share Chief Justice be appointee on push a constitution where I can say most senior the Chief Justice." No way. The appointment of Chief Justice no, and yet the most senior. The constitution says, who be Chief Justice are? Your qualification should be say why a lawyer for more than 15 years. Two, who you be a who proving integrity and a high moral character. These are the three conditions that they are appointing as Supreme Chief Justice. An appointment, a Judicial Council when they say almost proposal to the president. Now president are consult to Council of State. Now Council of State so approval. Now they are common parliament for approval. That is how both constitution and conventionally they are appointed chief justice. And yet by seniority. Seniority only comes in where the constitution says that the chief justice aim to me acting in terms of maybe chief justice to brutally and that case be to be transfer. Then the most senior act.
Okay.
No, there's nothing like appointment.
Okay, so said your work say say Chief Justice anyone say na no here na the acting Chief Justice anyone senior most and good. Eban say you choose Chief Justice there.
The first senior most asem. And you senior most and that anka for bond on anka for bond. You are appointed because of a senior. And yet because of senior, that is not the qualification. And so the qualification of appointment of Supreme Court, you don't need seniority. And yes, look, there is no president or buyer who appointed a senior that hey, check the history. Check the history. Almost and yes, Maurice Ampaw be appointed justice when I say the other judges are starting free. Me for akoko samukrapo and the Nkrumah time. Maurice be appointed when I say Supreme Court judges are appointed, and from when they say Judge Obruni, Mirefini Justice Acha, not the seniors for who, not when they say Justice seniors are Acha, but 2 or more bench, no who, but Rose appointed, no, but Acha, if you know, almost the Justice, when they say Ori Dubai, say other judge when you do, I think Judge Bakubi say, Refiniting, we on the bench. What did they buy? No, the most senior. No, real to move the senior. Oh no, what did they buy? And also when Oyari the thing, Oyari, and na ni junior, ni senior.
Sir Kwabna Kukosa, if you Ena I sa kwode ado, J sa kwode ado.
Omunye seniors. No me seniors. Now, me party come me Tony bench no. Na Acha, there's Acha. Rose and the buyer. No, the most senior. They were senior judges. And now I think sir, one judge be mere fino Fantini or Fantini Achafi on no buyer. On no buyer no. Saja no buy. None seniors near real do munis and amano. But on fully no, on no buyer no. Obey Yari. Oh Yari and now real do any senior. Reduce not real do another for pa. And a real blue Robbie or presidency. Emma, or Yara na Yafano, Chief Justice. Into Chief Justice no, obey Chief Justice no. Na Nipano recover no. Na at real do by Chief Justice. And I real do.
I now can I say Isaac Kwabna Aban.
Good Aban Americano. Now my year appointed Aban and the Chief Justice no. Now real do one in him. Real do one in him in terms of the call to the Supreme Court. But the president at that time, no, that's how when they say Aban Yari na real do ever take you over. Real do take over no, and na real do so FM so we are now called retirement no, and na Justice Aqua by na senior judges wo
George Kinsey
Aqua by na senior judges wo by your pa Aqua. What you say? Your fa Aqua we no answer na George na would do ba me boa.
Yeah.
George na would do ba na seniors wo na seniors so wo. Seniors are almost bro and so now we move now we retire why Peter at Ubamo no we we're gonna say Mammy of any crap with the of any say Georgina Wood And for say, just a took by bit up to now. What I say, and just a fee honor. Not of you, not the most senior person at the Supreme Court was the Zatuba. Sorry, not with Virginia fee honor. The most senior was Atuba, or by passing on FRA, so far, so far, so all fee honor. Ya ba passé afọ na say eno na ya fa ba for winning edi be boa
kwase eni ebo
eni ebo satam no wo na justice bebre wo nim justice also and samusa and you know there is no precedent obi afọ obi a wait, this is the only first time obi president first senior, and it is because of the agenda and the technicalities mama enye the preferred person ni ba for body but onim say who ofo obi say you no koleni who tie book of Forbid say you know Colindi. Any judge be about 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. I bind this sang or himself Nipano so be you. The American technical normal you know. On himself of Forbid say you know Colindi. And not any judge be MPP NDC penal or about 8 years, 9 years like Tokuno Ewono. On himself about 2028 and now 32. That Chief Justice is likely to face the same internal please. Mon catch up when they say and so say wa bon me lo ampa me say wa bon mu sure wedo abon na ocean law na woman do you know say na woman you man na do look bad no matter kunu as if kunu is a baby judge bi but we were not propaganda now you know ocean law no it mon try say okasa onfa authority on change the biamna the bia onya amna fi I make say nanado say there is no Supreme Court judge bi o ye baby you. Because before, Uber Supreme Court judges, you know, they bring now law for more than 20-30 years. And to me, Lebo, Supreme Court judge, so Chief Justice like Sophia Kufu as a baby judge. To me, Lebo, Sophia Kufu, and when they say Tokonu as a baby judge, to me, Lebo, Sebi, when they say Enimi Bois as a baby judge. Enimi Bois as Anthony Papa, no. Nanado appointed these 3 people now. Who can say appointment is not based on seniority because it's convention. Me one convention committee. Unti connect. Mo fanti say wa bon no onim law on come back to on constitutional constitutional law. Me na me channel law and opinion.
My influence here.
Finally. I wish getting Bible money well, but let me also me predicting the coming, but let me also predict what is going to happen. I'm a prophet, legal prophet. Ne nomination will be accepted by the Council of State. Because Council of State in Akasano, MP, NDC, full Council of State, they will accept him. But at the vetting, you face one of the worst vetting coming from the minority. Now we are boycotting the nomination. And then he will be installed and as NDC Chief Justice. Trust me, that's how it's going to be. It's good to watch what is going to happen.
All right. Now, new patriotic party. I need the actually.
Many people.
Five for now. I'm filing. No, I'm converting.
You. It's good. I think they should continue, but that's what I'm not comfortable with. Start more yet internal contest. Now you look as if there are some of the candidates that a Juma Palma year, party the move and they supported Ghana no because of the personal interest in Oma turning to attack. And I will now year way, and I went to my way, and I went to my way, seven. Oh, your internal contest. Now, and yes, I will point to the weakness of your competitor. But who transfer and now who say who can ebi say na ba mi ana na economy na nkoye na we say na we mo yes ana who na who yes ana who be winning. Don't you think you need the other competitors on your side? But granted, look at if all the aspirants are showing that at Baumia. Meanwhile, Baumia has never stood anywhere to attack any of them. You see, let the full soldiers do the attacking. The Americans here. Full soldiers in the communities can do the attacking. But what the fact that try and tell Ghanaians what you can do.
But Binsu Gidi say, Bia. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia de onkan we name mum ebia na chidi fodi be na oberesu we 10 cents of candidate way 10 cents of candidate omutidi say ebia some of the followers and so na this anema ne na
minia maturity is that say who your leader make sure say the be fi wanu ma ba no ebe it's internet sebi minia and pay mo fan feme say me bo two food in here okay only the leading chief in fact
king
also king in the whole Africa the best king na be the man unim say oheni nkasa obitwem okasa chefa ochia me so bebo a say na be osame ochame mistake enyo yin na aka
angel
it's normal no dey ma ofuso just in jimi me dem use the word jimi because most of the times what they say no eh ya mbedi omofun omodwe ho na contest to a me nkofu bia mekodi champion etia omo because of sika omo ebi mbe kwa kodi credit point because of sika eme kodi ba o mieti because of sika apo etonso a obi epibieti semo na bodo mu aba o chief jafunu aims bi a wo no so men join me say na be ya wo hu ye hi for example I was expecting say obi say for the say baumia credit point kwabrege point for the say edutum any aspirant biano ma o kasa ho ntew da make out ase na wo dey followers ni KBB kra na eya wo dey kra na ye din ase fu don ntew ye na ma kasa ho ntew kan nia wo betumi aye na men kan nia opponent ne mra ye don't trumpet it, it's not necessary ma obi ehu se wo ye better and na wo na wo betumi di tumi no se de be ya ye koto aba January no now, it will be so easy for you to go to your other opponents, no? Just to call them to support your campaign. In fact, they cannot look into your eyes and can say, "Okay, we although they don't support the guy." We talk so media. Someone say media. Two soldiers in there. They can't come in nimno. Until my foot soldiers in the dirty campaign. I would be taken on and very principled. Se ne be ya ujia also minia contest dey wie sebi Baumia cannot win 2028 without the supporters and then the blessings of the other contestants. It will definitely happen. Se Baumia win ya obeko Kennedy patrobe buami obeko odutumo. That thing will happen. It was the same way Kennedy ubi wonu na Baumia na Baumia na fe do be winning na fe do be catch Bamia but on board that who say Bamia dey odi an obi sam say no member on board obi amabon obi am economics na bon no me am make out as here obi a say me mantwe yie me economy abon na me ye na me dem me ba be ye den it who say Bamia twi no pa won hwe ya the policy ni anso be twa mo it's not the way you do me because winning, you don't only win the premise, you have to win the nation's heart. It don't media Mr. Content and say they should restrain from making certain unnecessary comment and attack. I was surprised that the nice gentleman about all destroying the presidential ambition by attacking when and no one can wait, but it's so sad because it's if you open your presidential material, my who say who you be at, who do who who kasati. And if about me ma fall mano. I don't know do in NDC. My follow man to say, be sure anything who should the political life. What will say? The guy is now leading the NDC. On Kasa. The guy I will not do in being a noon did mama attempt that. Being a noon the extricate attempt that. Being a no campo and brand new on Casentia for on Casentia Nanado. On the MP attempt that. But he's doing his politicking. He's underground work winning the party. This is that leader. Leader way, say, me pen people as I'm not talking. Was show maturity. Oh, but meanwhile, no, who do to move away, now and about me, and away, and I feel so for yourself. Made them for what kind of people are we raising? Can you come and lead the party with that mentality?
But because the whole kind no the executive and so Juma role kesi anko mo play sa name we so the guidelines eba e kwa e be fa so said e be ya yenko yi candidate no enwie no na bibia enko affect no wugidi say the party executives na nkasa no mo ntimi do mo nan asifema take decisive decisions.
Oh no. The current executive only a week. They're only a week because there's only a week because there's a perception say some of them are supporting other candidates. They are becoming here. And they say, "Oh, your party executive, you know, be any media. Everybody say Obeba out now. Obeka say that is the problem that the party is facing because if you went some weight behind other candidates, which should not be so. And I think say the council of elders rather should come in. Those who have a rise about politics, you know, they are the people who should rather be engaging the candidate. But the party executive they want to mention because Omuniano show on bias, and I don't think that if you have that level of bias, I would be neutral. And you know, let's see people who are above the partisan, that is the elders and other groups are almost hands. Now because it is not the best way. You know that I say when I saw and then Taki Baumia join the Baumia campaign in 2024, the good things that they said in Baumia, all of a sudden just to turn around down and to become like enemies. Because to me, if Baumia is to win the prime minister, those people know when you are coming in now, and if you say, do to move in here. Now, how do you bring Baumia on board? Because of them, our kept we say other contestants. You know? So please. Yes, fire. You see, the greater opponent is the NDC. The greater opponent is the NDC. You know, we focus more ammunition in the and franchise NDC for. And I'm going to attack you by this time. And I'm going to you know, they are already attacking Baumia, they are not attacking the people. They are attacking when they say branch champion. Why don't you save it and use the same energy to expose the government of the day? All failure, miserable.
Ma Emvinsia Edward so only abon komone lawyer Maurice Ampaw ena yeneno akwakobo enkomo no